Welcome back, everybody, to the Bears Baseball Network. I'm your host, Robbie Floyd, and we've got an exciting show today. We're going to break down all the action that's happened so far in June. Then we have an interview with 16U Cooper coach Mark Cooper, and following that, we have a brand new segment called Legit-O-Meter, and you're not going to want to miss it. We've got an exciting show. Let's kick it off with some of our hitters that have been hot so far this June. We've still had a little bit of trouble with rain, but a lot of teams have gotten to play a couple games, so here are some of the best hitters so far. We're going to start with the high school guys. Welcome back, high school guys. And some of the guys off to a great start. One of them is Caleb Groman. He's on 18U Cooper. He's hitting .727 right now with a 1568 OPS. He's been on fire. I saw a couple of their games this weekend. It seems like every time he comes to the plate, he finds a way on base. He's been a really great keystone for that lineup so far. We'll see if he can keep it up going forward. Jake Madden for 16U Cooper has been incredibly hot. He's hitting .545 with a 1247 OPS and 8 RBIs. He's been very, very good. He hits in the middle of that lineup, and this is a guy where I expect that to continue. I think he's been a big bat in the last couple seasons he's played, and I expect him to be a big bat going forward, especially for that 16U Cooper team. Next up is Josh Gardner. He's a guy we've talked about a ton early in the season, and it's well-deserved as he's kicked it off the season hitting .524 with a 1648 OPS. He's already got a home run, and he's got 8 RBIs. You know, he's the monster that as advertised, and I think he's going to keep it up the rest of the season. A couple other guys have a nice season so far. Brody Lenz has an 1194 OPS. He's also a 16U Cooper guy. Hunter Hargis on 16U Cooper has an 1134 RPS. He's been very good. Jack Hotsey for 15U Floyd is hitting .600 so far this season with a 1392 OPS. Liam Risley on 15U Floyd as well is hitting .500 with a 1300 OPS. Luke Rothermick on 15U Floyd III is off to a hot start at 1243 OPS with a 571 average. Ben Eisenhower, also on 15U Floyd III, has an 1117 OPS and a 455 average. He's been very good. Spencer Rigers has an 1101 OPS with a 444 batting average. He's also on 15U Floyd III. That core, they hit in the top 4 spot in the lineup. And they've been really, really good for that team. They're all off to hot starts. We'll see if they can keep it going. Hayden Panther for 14U Kowalczyk has an 1185 OPS this month, and he doesn't have a single yet. He's hit 5 doubles. He's been absolutely ridiculous for 14U Kowalczyk. We'll see if he can keep up the power surge. MJ Reed has been very good with a 1099 OPS, also for 14U Kowalczyk. 13U Floyd, they struggled offensively early in the season, but they're starting to turn it around. They have 6 guys with an OPS over 1,000 in the month of June. Those guys are James Barnes with a 1646 OPS, Brennan Nickerson at 1476, Eric Williams at 1462, Jack Reed at 1156, McKinley Floyd at 1072, and Ethan Broser at 1071. That big part of their lineup is really starting to turn it around, and 13U Floyd has really started to score some runs in the month of June. They've gotten hot offensively. Ivan Saxon plays for 11U Dalton. He's been hot this month with a 1300 OPS to go with a 600 batting average. We'll see if he can keep it up. Ahmad Muhammad has a 1479 OPS with a 635 batting average. He plays for 12U Muhammad. Madden Irving has been very good with a 1046 OPS, and he's hit a home run. He's also on 12U Muhammad. And Landon Nickerson continues to stay hot with a 1674 OPS, a 563 batting average, a home run, and 5 doubles. He plays for 9U Nickerson, and he continues to be one of the hottest hitters, if not the hottest hitter, in the Bears. Let's move on to some of our pitching standouts. We've had a lot of good pitching performances so far this June. One of them comes from Michael Hesley. He's on 18U Cooper. He's thrown 11 innings with 11 Ks, and he's got a 297 FIP. And that 18U Cooper team has a lot of star pitching. If he's a guy that's going to contribute, that team's going to be tough to score runs against. Matt Fook plays for 16U Cooper. He's pitched 6 1/3 with a 271 FIP, and he's got 10 Ks in that 6 1/3 innings. He's been great. Dylan Lynch has pitched 6 innings with a 228 FIP. Hunter Hargis 6 innings with a 297 FIP. And Nate Hargis has pitched 5 2/3, a 313 FIP, and 10 Ks in 5 2/3. Those pitchers are all in 16U Cooper. That pitching staff is unbelievable. They've been tough to score against, and I think that those guys are going to keep it up the rest of the season. Derek Chansky for 15U Floyd has thrown 5 innings with a 297 FIP. Ian Thornton has thrown 6 2/3 for 14U Kowalczyk. He's also got 9 Ks and a 299 FIP. MJ Reed has 6 innings pitched, 6 Ks and 280 FIP. He's been very, very good for 14U Kowalczyk. Lucas Belke may be the best pitcher of the month so far with a 118 FIP, which is the best in the Bears of all qualified pitchers. and 10 innings, 13 Ks, and only 2 walks. He's been very good for 14 UK2, and he stays hot at the plate as well. We didn't talk about his hitting, but he's been very good on the mound and at the plate. Madden Irving, he's thrown 6 2/3 with a 2.97 FIP and 8 Ks. He plays for 12U Muhammad. He's been good. And Reed Carlson has a 1.12 FIP with 10 innings pitched, 11 Ks, and no walks. He's a 9U guy who's thrown 11 innings without a walk. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. Reed Carlson, he's been great for that team all season, but especially in the month of June. Coming up next, we're going to be talking to 16U Cooper head coach Mark Cooper. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back.
We rep the South, so what you talking about? I'm not running out my mouth, I know this without a doubt. Cause if you know these streets, then these streets know you. And when it's time to handle business, then we know what to do. Me and my crew, we stay true, old school and new. Many will call, but the chosen a few. We rise to the top, what you want, just in case you forgot. Rush the stage, grab my mic, show me what you got. You didn't know how we was doing the scene.
You're doing an excellent job, buddy.
I know you know, I see you smiling at me. It's alright, it's alright. Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the South. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say. Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the South. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? Is that all you got?
Hey, way to go get it, nine ball.
I'll take your best shot. Is that all you got? I'll take your best shot. Is that all you got? I'll take your best shot. Is that all you got? I'll take your best shot. Is that all you got? I'll take your best shot. I'll take your best shot. I'll take your best shot. Is that all you got? Well, it's alright. It's alright. I'll take your best shot. Is that all you got? Well, it's alright. It's alright. I'll take your best shot. Is that all you got? I'll take your best shot. Take your best shot. Take your best shot. Is that all you got? I'll take your best shot. Take your best shot. Take your best shot. Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the South. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say. Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the South.
How's it going, everybody? I'm here with Mark Cooper at the Bud Dome. His 16U team and 18U team are practicing behind us. Mark, your 16U team's off to a 6-2 start. But first, I want to talk about the offseason. What did you guys do to prepare for this season?
I got a lot of guys that worked hard. I mean, I'm a big believer in holding people accountable. As you know, you played for me. They had a lot of guys in the gym. A lot of guys in the gym doing the off-season workouts. A lot of them started with Drop Bear Club in the summer and just kind of rolled that all the way through the winter. So a lot of big improvements in exit velocity and throwing velocity because of how hard they worked in the gym.
Yeah, you know, your team's been scoring a lot of runs, just playing good baseball. But I want to talk about your pitching a little bit. You know, you got a couple guys with very good ERAs. They've been throwing great ball. Specifically, Michael Filarski, Matt Fook, and Hunter Hargis. I want to talk about those guys. How good have they been on the mound?
They've been awesome. I mean, they come in, they pound the zone. Those are guys that I don't have to worry about. I know I can throw them out there. They're going to be efficient, which is something we preach. You know, throwing strikes, getting ahead of hitters. All three of them have pretty good FIP numbers, fielding independent pitching numbers. So, yeah, I mean, I know I can throw them out there and not have to worry about them.
Yeah, no, they've been great. And, you know, you got a couple hitters that are really slugging the ball. You know, you got 3 guys hitting over 500. That's Brody Lynch, Josh Gardner, and Jake Madden. You know, Josh Gardner, everybody's been talking about for months. But Jake Madden and Brody Lynch kind of slipped under the radar. Tell me about those 2 guys.
Yeah, I mean, Brody is a little bit of a surprise to all of us. Yeah, I wasn't surprised by Josh. Wasn't really that surprised by some of the other guys that were working hard. But, yeah, Brody, I'm getting more out of him than what I expected this summer, and it's been nice. So.
Yeah, no, those guys have been great. You know, we talk about Josh and we talk about how these guys have been hitting for power. You know, tell me about the defense. How good has that team's defense been?
Defense is still a work in progress. I mean, we have, you know, Josh is playing a new position at third base. And one of the things I love about Josh is, you know, I told him early in the fall last year that this summer we were going to have somebody play third base. And he confidently told me he was going to be that guy. He said, I'm going to be your third baseman. And I said, okay, I'll give you a shot at it. And, you know, again, you see his numbers. He's hitting well enough that I can't take him out of the lineup.
Yeah.
He's got to be in there every day.
Yep, you know you love that. And Mark, you know your team's off to a great start. What can we expect from 6U Cooper going forward for the rest of the season?
Man, I think we're only going to get better. I mean, these guys are talented. I talked to Coach Copeland. He's a big part of things. As you said, I coach the 18s and the 16s, and having Coach Copeland around to help with the 16s whenever I'm not there is a big deal. Man, there's a lot of talent on that team. And one thing I love is there's a lot of hungry talent. A lot of guys didn't get the opportunity they thought they would in their school program. Maybe because they weren't good in health class or weren't the favorite social studies student. But man, they came in hungry and they all worked hard. And I got a lot of guys that have worked their way up from the bottom levels. You know, they've been with the Bears for a while. And I only got a few guys that started at the top level and have stayed there. A lot of guys hungry, a lot of guys working hard. So I think we're going to have big things.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Mark. This is Mark Cooper of 16U and 18U Cooper. We still got more BBN action coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Nate Kidd with 15U Floyd. If you want more information on how to join the St. Louis Bears, contact us with the email below. Go Bears!
Welcome to the Legitometer. It's a new segment here where I'm going to be breaking down some of the best early performances here this season, and I'm going to tell you on a scale of 1 to 10 how legitimate those performances are. The first one is Luke Rothmick for 15U Floyd III. He's off to a .571 batting average with a 1243 OPS. Luke Rothmick has been on fire to start the season. How legitimate is this breakout? I'm going to give it an 8. I think this is legitimate. Last season, Luke Rothmick was a free swinger in the bad sense of the word, where he swung at absolutely anything. This season, he's been a lot more disciplined. He's staying in the strike zone and hitting that ball hard. He's hitting it more with authority than with contact. I think that this performance is legitimate, and it's going to stay for most of the season. I give him an 8 on that one. The next one's going to be Gavin Degnan. He's off to an 853 OPS. Not bad by any means. It's definitely above average. But I'm only going to give this performance a 5 because I think he's going to be better. I think that 853 is not as legitimate because I think Gavin Degnan's going to be closer to the 950 to 1,000 OPS guy. He's put in a ton of work this offseason. His batting average on balls in play suggests that he might have been a little bit unlucky so far this season. I think he's going to really catch fire at some point soon, and he's going to be closer to the 1,000 OPS than 850, which 850 is not bad by any means. Next up is Eric Schroeder. He's off to not a great start. He's 0 for 8 with 2 Ks, but his balls in play suggest that he might be a little bit unlucky as well. His team is batting .319 when they put the ball in play. Eric Schroeder is batting 0 when he puts the ball in play. I think he's been a little bit unlucky. He's one of the most talented hitters in the Bears. I give this one a 2. I think this performance is not legitimate at all. He's going to turn it around. He's going to turn it around quick, and he's going to be a guy that you want to watch the rest of the season. Next up is Sam Jones. He's got an 877 OPS. But I think that he has the potential to be a 5-tool player going forward. I'm going to give his performance so far an 8 for the same reason of Gavin Degnan, as I think he's going to be a little bit better the rest of the season. For his first 12 games, he did not hit a single double. The last 11 games, he's hitting 4, which means that this guy is starting to step into some power, and I think it's legitimate, and I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with going forward. The last guy we're going to talk about here is Lucas Belke, and this is for the entire season. He's got a 925 OPS, 4 doubles. He's thrown 16 innings with a 2.76 FIP, 18 Ks, and only 8 walks. And I'm giving this a 10. Lucas Belke is a guy that I was watching prior to the season starting, and all this stuff that he showed me this season aligns with the expectations I had for him. I think this performance is completely legitimate. You should expect this guy going forward, and I think Lucas Belke is going to be one of the most talented players in the Bears within the next couple seasons. And, you know, this has been the Legitometer. We still have more BBN action coming up. Don't go anywhere.
We set it off. Here we go. Red lights, I could never stop. A dreamer with the fever to be great was all I
for tuning in to this week's episode of the BBN. If you've missed any of our previous episodes, you're going to want to check those out and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future episodes. Make sure to leave a like on the video, and if you want to be a part of next week's episodes, send in your best clips, hits, pitches, and plays into the BBN email, and we will see you next time.